Hello everyone and welcome to the Holding Crypto channel. We are Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. We're obviously going to review the Bitcoin situation, which continues to push. As you can see yesterday, we had a very beautiful day. We are currently at almost $109,000, actually $109,400, so it pushed quite a lot. We had seen together that it could indeed continue to rise. We had seen that we had nice patterns. In short, we are going to look together if we can continue to rise and exactly how high. Come on, let's settle in and start this video. We're also obviously going to look at the altcoins and the news. In short, a big program. Come on, let's start directly with the news. So, on the news side, Trump authorizes U.S. negotiators to ease export controls before trade talks with China. The objective: rare earths and semiconductors at stake, a major strategic issue for global industry. We have the Canary Marinades Solana ETF that has just been registered in Delaware. One more step towards institutional adoption via regular financial products. So that's cool, especially, I don't know if you're a bit of a DeFi enthusiast with Solana, if you've ever used Marinade, but Marinade is still a cool tool. In short, in any case, that's good news for the Solana ecosystem. All that. Tether will open source its Bitcoin mining OS, which is called MOS. The objective is to democratize mining, help small miners, and reduce reliance on third-party software. So that too, it's going in the right direction. It's very good on the Bitcoin mining side. It's going in the right direction. Bitcoin's realized cap has reached a new historical record at $934.88 billion. I don't know if you realize, it's colossal. Proof that investors continue to accumulate, even during consolidation phases. So frankly, these are truly tremendous figures. So, yes, well, we suspected that. Michael Saylor, who obviously through his company strategy, continued to buy Bitcoin. So remember, one Sunday, he had teased in general. It's always like that. Every Sunday he teases, he says he would like to buy Bitcoin. He always refers to his chart with the orange dots. And in fact, every time he teases, the next day, so on Monday, he invests heavily in Bitcoin. So there he invested in 1,045 Bitcoins, meaning he bought 1,045 Bitcoins through his company, which is still quite significant nonetheless. And so there, it should be noted that the 1,045 were bought at an average price of 105,426, and therefore, they continue to strengthen their Bitcoin reserves. So that's pretty crazy. Ethereum ETFs are on a streak of 15 consecutive days of capital inflows, the second longest ever recorded since May 16th. $837.4 million have been injected into Ethereum funds. So there, it's the same. We have a lot of institutions that seem to be betting big on Ethereum. Will it be validated? Will it allow Ethereum to explode? We had seen together that we were at strategic key levels. We will look at all that anyway through the video a little later. Still on the crypto detente side, pushing that the blockchain group in Europe plans to raise 300 million euros via an ATM-type program, which, in partnership with Tobam, the objective is to accelerate its Bitcoin treasury strategy. The move towards Bitcoin as a strategic asset continues to gradually gain Europe. So we know that in Europe, we are always a little bit behind, but there, thanks to this type of company, it can indeed be a trigger. So that's good news. NASDAQ is expanding its crypto index. As you know, NASDAQ has a crypto index that allows you to invest in a few cryptocurrencies. Well, NASDAQ has filed an 8K form with the SEC confirming its proposal to expand its crypto index from 5 to 9 digital assets. So in the proposed additions, we have XRP, we have Solana, we have ADA Cardano, and we have XLM. So this would allow the NASDAQ crypto index to shift towards a broader, more market representative index. So now that we've done a quick review concerning the news, which is obviously completely bullish, we're going to look at what's happening on the Bitcoin and altcoin side. Of course, I remind everyone that everything I'm going to say in this video is in no way financial advice. It's up to you to do your own research. And don't forget that cryptocurrency trading involves risks of partial or major losses. We start with the indicators, with a fear and greed index at 71. So for all those who had experienced the call a few days ago, look, it was June 6th. I had told you that we were in fear and that generally those were good opportunities. And yes, bingo. Again, it marked the bottom, and it's always like that. I assure you that it clearly allows to anticipate tops and bottoms, and almost every time it allows us to know what will happen. So there, bingo, we were in fear, bingo, we rebound, we go back to greed, that's it, we are right in it. On the liquidity map side, we went to grab the liquidity that was to the north. Remember, we had detected a cluster here between $107,000 and $109,000. As you can see, that's it. We came and swallowed all that. And there, as you can see, we have a Bitcoin. We have a Bitcoin that is currently very, very high because we have a Bitcoin that has risen to $109,283. So we even went up a tiny bit higher. So did we come back to find the ATH? I don't think so, but look at that. We made a small wick to 110,680. So there, as you saw, Bitcoin is regaining a lot of strength, obviously. We knew that because from the moment we break a bearish trend line, we know it's generally for a pump. So we had broken this line. It was here on Saturday, June 7th. So indeed, in the middle of the weekend, so we know it. Saturday, no volume. Sunday, no volume either. But look, as of Monday, that's it. We found nice volumes again. I had told you that today you should expect a red day, or at least a red first part of the day. Well, look how we are there. Frankly, we can really read Bitcoin like an open book. Look at that, we pushed, and we have a Bitcoin that is currently in the red. There is absolutely no surprise. We were prepared for that. We know that Bitcoin has broken some key levels. We therefore know that Bitcoin will come back to retest these key levels. Among these key levels, there is the first one, which is at 109,478. So that one, and that's it, we retested it. There will be the next key levels at 107,872, $107,190. These are the next key levels to come back to. And if we fall a little further, well, we will come back to retest the top of the range here at $105,050. So on the Bitcoin side, indeed, we must expect that we will come back to retest at least the first of these key levels. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know how far we will actually fall, but in any case, we have broken 1, 2, 3, 4 key resistance levels. We will come back to retest some of them as support now. And yes, when we break a resistance, it turns into support. Now, the excellent news too, and this is the same, we have been following it for several days now. Well, it's this MACD momentum. As you can see, we are on the verge, but really, I think it's really on the verge of making a cross bull. As you can see, the blue line here is on the verge of crossing back above the orange line. So there, that's it. The bears are losing momentum. And we know that's rather excellent news because when bears lose momentum, it's for bulls to regain it. And so there, as you can see, we have this bear momentum that is in a phase of total loss of strength. So indeed, we had been following this momentum for a few days. And so we knew that indeed, there were quite a few indicators that showed us that we were going to have a bullish push with this momentum that was losing strength, with the bearish trend line that was broken, and the fact that we are still above the moving average ribbon. All that, it was information that showed us that indeed, we could push again. Now, problem there, as you can see, we are blocked. We are blocked by a resistance zone. So the resistance, it is here. It is at $110,730. And for now, unfortunately, it is this resistance that prevents us from going higher. Well, it's not serious. I want to say that we have already climbed quite a bit. So, after a while, it's perfectly normal to be rejected. But in any case, it is this resistance that we will have to break if we want, of course, to continue to go higher. Will we be able to break it, this resistance? Listen, from an RSI point of view, we are currently at 60. We still have a lot of room if we want to push. Look at the retracement zone. It is still higher. Look at that. We still have room before reaching the retracement zone. And I remind you that Bitcoin, it's not because it touches this retracement zone that it will instantly retrace. It can. But look, most of the time, as was the case in the past, it integrates the zone and it retraces when we are at 75, 80, sometimes even 83. And so there, indeed, that gives us information that we have room to push, except that there is our historical bullish trend line that should never be forgotten. There you see it, this blue line that goes up, it is the historical bullish trend line that we have never broken. That will be the major problem of the situation. Yes, we are pushing. Yes, we are looking for higher points. That makes us happy. But the problem is that there we are going to run into two key levels. The first key level is the ATH. So the ATH, in terms of closing, it is here at 111,758. And we have an ATH in terms of liquidity wick here at 112,036. Yes, but the problem is that this ATH, well, precisely, it will be coupled with this famous very long-term bullish trend line. And so obviously this line having never been broken in the past, it will obviously be an incredibly powerful resistance zone when we are here. So there it will be complicated. Either we manage to pierce the resistance and we take off, we go for 120K, or unfortunately we don't succeed and we will be rejected. Especially since we must still keep in mind if we go for this resistance, that would mean that necessarily on the RSI side we go up a little more. So that would mean that the RSI would be at the door of the retracement zone, and we would be right on the major resistance zone. So we are not there yet. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know yet how it will happen. We can't really anticipate this key moment, which will be a pivotal key moment, but unfortunately it will still be a big resistance zone. Of course, if we break it, then that would really be the champagne cork, because clearly it could be ultra bullish. So now speaking of altcoins, we are going to check directly without further delay what is happening on the Ethereum side, because Ethereum, I told you that you have to watch it, and I gave you as a key level. Oh dear, but look, if you like precision, but you are really in the right place on my YouTube channel. Frankly, you are in the right place to succeed in your bull run, and you are in the right place to have nice profits while remaining cautious. Look at that on the Bitcoin side. I had given you as a first target here the resistance of $27.23. Of course, it was a resistance to break. Look, it's exactly this key level that we went for this morning. For now, we are being rejected by this same key level. I remind you that if we break this key level, we will go for the next one, which is just above at $27.38. And if we break these $27.37, if we break the $27.37, then get ready. Ethereum will very, 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 very quickly go for $3,000. On the breakout, there is a very strong chance that we will find a lot of volatility. It's nice in any case to see this type of configuration. We are close to the breakout. Well, we say that, but it's been a month that we've been waiting for it, and that's perfectly normal. And in reality, we could wait another month. We could wait a very long time. We are in a daily view range, so in a medium-term view. So we can wait a very long time before having a breakout. But there, we are getting closer. In any case, we are coming back to tickle the top of the range. As you can see for now, we can't quite do it yet, but we are getting closer. So it could potentially be soon. So we are not naive. If we go for the top of the range but we can't break it, unfortunately we will be rejected. We will go for the bottom of the range, and potentially we will find a rebound on this bottom of the range, to come back in the coming weeks, to look for the top of the range. Maybe there we will have a new attempt at breaking. We will see that at that time. So you should not be surprised if we cannot break the range upwards. I can't do anything about it. I don't have a crystal ball. I just give you the key level. Now, if it's going to be broken, I strictly don't know. My job is to detect the key levels for you and to tell you what will happen if we break the key levels. Now, Ethereum will do what it wants. If it wants to break, it will break. If it doesn't want to break, too bad. We will be rejected. We will fall back to the bottom of the range. In any case, we are really approaching a pivot point. And above all, what should be noted is here on the MACD momentum side, the image of Bitcoin. We are on a momentum that is not far from a crossbull. So there, it's not right away. Maybe there's still room for 3-4 more days. So that's why it might be interesting to wait a little longer. It's not right away, but when we do the crossbull, indeed, that could potentially break this range upwards. And it should also be noted from an RSI point of view that yesterday, we recovered a bearish trend line. So that's excellent news. We had followed it for several weeks. Anyway, I follow Ethereum almost every day on my YouTube channel. So there, Ethereum, we were able to anticipate the break of this bearish RSI trend line. We knew that if we broke, it was a nice signal. So there, this signal could, why not, allow us to go for the top of the range. And we will see if we manage to break this range upwards once and for all. If we break this range, then our targets, of course, will be the following. We will, of course, have 27.91. We will have here 28.19. We will have 28.56. We will have 2,900. And then after, clearly, we will be propelled to $3,000 with a resistance at 29.27 before going for 3,000. After, we will have 3,025. And then after, we will also have as a resistance zone 3,182. So there, more than ever, Ethereum is at the door of $3,000 and we are really teasing this door. It should also be noted that from a long-term point of view, we are on the verge of crossing back above the moving average ribbon. As you can see, we are crossing back, but the week is not yet validated. We have to wait for the close. We have a ribbon top here at 25.81. We absolutely must manage to regain this moving average ribbon. We are not far from it, so it will be very interesting to watch. Frankly, on the Ethereum side, interesting things are happening to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, share as much as possible to help my work get better referenced on YouTube.